two-time Super Bowl champion, had 15 illustrious years with the Philadelphia Eagles and will now be doing his 16th year, is coming out of retirement. Brandon Graham is signing with the Eagles. He's coming out of a Eagles win in Week 7, where we blew the doors off of Carson Wentz, who was seeing PTSD Vietnam flashbacks there. So I don't know how I feel about it. I'm excited to have Brandon Graham's voice back in the locker room. One of our biggest issues that everyone's like, well, why are they so depleted at the line? They had a big line last year. Their O-line is not that great this year. And I'll be honest with you, I think we're at the necessity of talent and youth on this age is going to outgrow what we can contractually pay for, right? So will the Eagles make money work? Sure, of course. I have no doubt about that. But the problem is that Jalen Carter is going to demand a lot of money, even though he's not having a terrific season by his standards by any means. He's still going to demand a lot of money. And so we had to let go of a lot of players that I think were key pieces, between the defensive line of Josh Sweat and Ajomo and then going to the O-line. We've let go of a few key pieces as well, too. So 11 sacks through 7 games, that's just not going to work. We have a lot of edge issues. Unfortunately, we had a guy retire. Our Nolan Smith, our young edge rusher out of Georgia, is injured. So there's definitely some key holes that need to be plugged here. I thought that we might still, and we really could. I think that there's still a play for Bradley Chubb with the Miami Dolphins losing again last week. I think there's a lot of calls being made to Miami for their certain players. So I think that is still in play there to get a quality all-pro edge rusher. We have tons of draft capital we can work with. I do think that we might still call the Browns and see about their cornerback situation, but them having that big win might be a little bit more of a tougher sell to try and get a quality player out of what the Browns have. But nonetheless, we should talk about what happened on the field on Sunday. The Eagles get a big win, 28-22, against the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. Carson Wentz was their quarterback. He threw 2 picks in the first half, and it just kind of snowballed after that for him. He did found an excellent way to find Addison. I think Addison had a terrific, if you had him on your fantasy team, he had a terrific week this week. And I think it just boils down to the fact that the Eagles are still short at cornerback position. We're using, a second-year player, Kelly Ringo, and I think Kelly Ringo can be better. I'm not ready to call him a bust just yet, but his decision-making and be able to handle in coverage, I don't know if he's a quarterback. I might see if playing him out at a safety position, something like that. It just seems that whenever he gets into the game, he's picked on every single time, and teams know to just go after him, right? So is there things to fix? Of course. You have Saquon Barkley, which is murdering people's fantasy teams. I mean, he's getting tackled behind the line second to only the Raiders in their running back. So that's kind of something nobody saw, especially with this O-line. Yeah, we're banged up, we're beat up, but to be tackled behind the line so often and the quality and talent of Saquon Barkley, I think that's absurd. I think that's ridiculous. We were able to unlock the long ball this week, so I was happy to see Devontae Smith have a career game. I was happy to see A.J. Brown get 2 touchdowns. So it seems like that part is starting to get figured out. The identity is being molded in front of our eyes here, and I like to see that. I still want to see more play action. One of the things is that we stopped doing, and Sam, stop me if you've heard this with your own team, but we stopped doing shotgun plays and we started switching to underman and under center, and it seemed to have unlocked a lot of things. And the good thing about it is that, Devontae Smith is the same thing, is that we're running play action. Teams have been stacking the box, 8 in the box to stop Saquon Barkley because they know that on the first down, we're going to run. It's pretty consistent. It's like an 85% chance you're going to catch us running the ball, which we still kind of did this week. But being under center and be able to run a play action and being able to throw the ball well, maybe they'll stop loading the box up now at this point, because now they think that you're not going to run it on the first down. So I get that you want to set the tone of being a run team. I just think there needs to be a little bit of dispersion of how you do that. Disguise not being every first down a run play. Make it a simple hitch run or a zag or even a quick curl out. So I think there's some things that could be done offensively going into next week, which, by the way, I will be there next week in Philadelphia. Boots on the ground. I will be there while we play the New York Giants here. So I get to see the CTE boys in person this Sunday. So I'm excited to be a part of that. Shout out to my wife who got the tickets, booked the flights, and put this all together here for me for this weekend. So a lot of things to be fixed, I think, but we're getting identity. I think we're starting to understand that we don't always have to be this run first team, and maybe that unlocks Saquon Barkley and we start seeing some things turn around, and maybe Brandon Graham's voice in the locker room starts changing some things too, because God forbid 11 sacks in 7 games for this Eagles talented team is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. So I'm happy with the win this week. I'm happy that we're in first place. I'm glad that the Cowboys got the win, because the Commanders were up above the Cowboys, and now that's kind of all split down the middle with 3 wins for everyone, while the Eagles are soaring high over here. So can't be upset with that. I'm loving being in first place and looking forward to this Sunday here.